Hello, I'm Pete Rogers of the United States Department of Agriculture Wildlife Services Division here in Greenville, South Carolina. In today's video, I want to talk to you about land trapping, specifically foothold traps, and also this cage trap. I've been with Wildlife Services for 9 years, been trapping for over 30 years, and this is one of my favorite and most effective tools that we use here with Wildlife Services. So I want to talk about them and hopefully explain how they work, dispel some of the myths, and then we're going to demonstrate exactly how they work in the field. First, I want to talk about this cage trap. Everybody's pretty familiar with these. A lot of landowners use these around their houses to get, feral animals or raccoons out of their garbage cans and things. Very simple trap. And we do use this occasionally whenever the need arises. But I want to talk specifically about the foothold trap. There's been a lot of myths about foothold trapping, but I want to explain them to you a little bit, and then we're going to get into how they actually work in the field. So first, foothold traps are categorized by size and shape. We have over here what's called a 1.5, and the number just has to do with the size of it. So this is a round closed jaw trap. Here is another version, of a square jaw trap. Again, it's personal preference of which one of those you like. These are the same thing, just larger. This is a number 2 round closed jaw and a number 2 square jaw closed. And by closed, it means that the jaws actually come together and touch, as you see right here. All right, it's a really tight grip. We have over here what's called a jump trap. Don't use these much anymore. It's a pretty old trap. It has one spring on one side. Works pretty well, but again, it's not used very much anymore. And then you have your long spring trap. It's called a long spring because this is the spring that actually activates the jaws of the trap. You can get a single spring or a double, which would have this on both sides. The double spring is faster, stronger. This is the only one of these because I don't use these anymore. A lot of people do use them, and they're very effective. And then we have these two, which are really my personal two favorites. And as opposed to a long spring, they have coiled springs, as you see here, where it's just wrapped around like a normal spring that we typically use today. This one has 4 coils, which means that it's twice as strong, twice as fast as a 2 coil. It has offset jaws, so that it is designed to hold the animal without it being so tight. This here is my personal favorite. It has 2 coils on it, that's all. Again, offset jaws. I just pulled this out of the ground a few days ago, so it's a little dirty, but this is an MB550. Here in South Carolina, we can only use land traps that are 5 3/4 inches or smaller. This is as close as we can get to meeting that requirement. Whereas this sterling here is just a shade too big, so we can only use this in the water. So I can't use that here in South Carolina. In other states, you can use bigger traps, but here we are restricted to a 5 3/4 inch pan size. And in just a little bit, when we do the demonstration, I'll show you what I mean by that. Again, offset jaws and two coil springs. It's a great trap. Today's traps are engineered to capture and hold, not to harm, maim, or in any way injure the animal. Our desire here at Wildlife Services is to capture the animal and then to take care of it, to remove it from the location from which we caught it. And these traps are designed to do just that. These are specifically targeting canines, also bobcats, canine fox, coyotes, all the different fox species, any feral animals out there. That's what these are designed for. Whereas these, and we'll talk about these next, this is what's known as a dog-proof trap, and it comes in a couple different configurations. Here I have one that is square in shape, as you can see, and one that is round. I like them both equally. They do exactly the same thing. It's just a different shape and configuration. As you see, these two are white. This particular trap comes in powder coated in white, brown, or just regular steel, and then you can color it however you'd like. I prefer the white ones. It's just a personal preference. But the way this is designed is canines will not put their paws down into the trap to get to the bait. This is specifically targeting raccoons, possums, and skunks that have dexterity in their hands, and they will reach down in there to grab the bait, activate the trap, and then it will hold them by their arm until we can come back later and take care of them. Really like the dog-proof traps. It's very effective, very fast to set, very efficient when it comes to targeting raccoons and possums. We have a lot of raccoons and possums out there that cause a lot of havoc with ground nesting animals. specifically nesting birds and sea turtles. And so we use these a lot in order to take care of that situation, to protect the other species. And so that's kind of an overview of the different types of traps that we use. And in just a minute, I'm going to reset the camera up and we're going to demonstrate exactly how we set them in the field. A couple of different types of sets that we use, and show you exactly how it looks, how to actually put this in the ground so that you can catch the animals that you're after.